figured, because I don't want to do the booktube newbie tag because I don't want to. I feel like there's nothing I can say that's like new or unique, and I know I probably should because like how you get found, but I'm lazy and maybe part of me doesn't want to get found. So here we are. Instead I'm gonna do the ultimate book tag. I should have remembered that. Question number 1. Do you get sick while reading in the car? Oh boy, do I. I get so sick while reading in the car. I get sick doing anything in the car. I literally cannot do anything but look out the window. I can't read, I can't go on my phone, I can't even listen to things with earbuds for too long. It's a nightmare. It's why I play so many road trip games whenever I'm in the car. Just because I can't though doesn't mean I don't read in the car. Generally, if it's like a long drive, the first 20 minutes I will read a lot. And then if it's like if it's an 8-hour drive somewhere, then I'll just like read at different points in the drive. If it's like a 30-minute drive, I just probably won't read. But yeah, my whole life I've never been able to do anything in the car, which always sucked. Again though, that doesn't mean that I don't. Just because I get headaches and feel like I'm gonna throw up, that doesn't stop me doing anything. Number 2. Which author's writing style is completely unique to you and why? I had to think about this for a while because I was like, cynical me when no author's writing style is unique. And a lot of the answers a lot of people give are either I don't agree with them, I don't think they're very unique, or I've never read from them. So I ended up going with Patrick Ness. And I don't know if his writing style is necessarily unique, but I think his ability to write in so many different styles is unique. Because his writing style in The Knife of Never Letting Go versus And the Ocean Was Our Sky versus The Rest of Us Just Live Here, you know, they're quite different, and that's not even getting into his screenplay writing, such as with the TV show Class or for what I haven't read. Number 3, the Harry Potter series or the Twilight Saga. And then give 3 reasons why. I'm not going to do that. My answer is Harry Potter. Honestly, big reason for that. Reason number 1, I have nostalgia for Harry Potter. I started reading them when I was 8 and finished when I was about 9. I read the first Twilight book this year. Reason number 2, I have only read the first Twilight book. I have not read any others. Reason number 3, I don't know, like, I don't get the whole pitting Harry Potter against Twilight thing. I never did, just because they're totally different books. One is paranormal Mormon romance, the other one is middle grade finding another fantasy world thing. Like, they're totally different books. Why are we comparing them? I never understood that. Like, Twilight's not my thing. It never really has been. Harry Potter has always been my thing. You know. Then, number 4, do you carry a book bag? If so, what's in it other than books? I don't usually carry a book bag just because I never really have any reason to. But sometimes I do because my backpack is disgusting. Generally, things go in my book bag. Usually it is just books, but like if I'm only taking a book bag because I don't really take much else, maybe a water bottle, maybe like a muesli bar, maybe I put my legal notes in there last week, like pens, whatever I like need to carry with me basically. It's nothing specific or anything. I don't carry book bags very often though, I don't see the point. Number 5, do you smell your books? Honestly, it depends. If it's just a brand new book from like Big W, no, it has no scent. It smells like glue, but not quite. If it's something from like a secondhand bookstore or something where it looks like it'll just smell, like have that nice musty old book smell to it, I will smell it. Like, but yeah, I used to do it a lot more than I do now. It used to be a real thing with me. I don't do it as much anymore. Number 6, books with or without illustrations. Give me all the illustrations. I want all the illustration. I love when books are illustrated in any way, shape, or form. There are a few different types of illustration in books. There's the And Our Ocean, what is it? And the Ocean Was Our Sky variety, where just like there are just illustrations, big illustrations in it, which I love. I'm all for the illustrations. Props to Ravina Kai. They were very lovely. Then there is these are in like fairy tale books a lot, where it just has like a little illustration on the side, which I really like. A lot of like fairy tale-ish books will have that. I love illustrations, man. Give me all of them. And also, those illustrators should get more credit than they do. Just saying. Number 7. We have to read this off here. What book did you love while reading but discovered later it wasn't quality writing? Every single book I read from ages like 11 to 13, more or less. Not every book. The Selection is a big one, and I know that because I reread it. It was the first book I read this year, and I did 15 pages in because I realized how awful the writing was. The Mortal Instruments. On the plus side, Cassandra Clare has improved, but the Mortal Instruments definitely. The Maze Runner. I didn't realize I saw the movie how bad the book was. Yeah. Most, like, classic YA is probably not as good as you remember it. Not all of it. I think The Hunger Games holds up, but, like, a lot of it doesn't. Number 8. Do you have any funny stories involving books from your childhood? I don't know if it's funny, but it's not really funny. Well, depends on what perspective you're looking at it from. But I'm very petty. Just in general, I always have been. I may have been in denial about it for a while, but I'm a very petty person. I do most of my things out of spite. Just in life, that's how I choose to succeed. And in year 7, I was 12, and my friend was reading the Hunger Games trilogy, and he was taking forever to read Mockingjay. He had it on his desk for months. And I got so fed up with this because he was making no progress. He was reading like a couple pages a day. It was ridiculous. And I said, I bet I could read the entire trilogy before you finish that book. We didn't bet on anything. Like, I got no gain out of this. I just decided to do it. My mum had the whole trilogy, so I read it. I read it all in a couple weeks, I think. Well and truly beating him, and found a new favourite series, which is no longer a favourite series, but was at the time. So, yeah, that's more just representative of me. It's not really funny necessarily. I don't have any funny book stories. If you do, good for you, but I don't have funny things happen to me ever. Or not. Number 9. What is the thinnest book on your shelf? By a long shot, it is The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson. It's tiny, first of all. Like, look at this. It is also 90 pages long. It is the littlest thing in existence, and honestly it just makes me want to read it more because I'm like, that'll be a quick read. Number 10. What is the thickest book on your shelf? I didn't count pages or anything, but I'm like 99.99999% sure it's The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. Oh my god, it's so big. It's not that big in comparison to some people's, but it's like, it's 860 pages. It's the reason why I haven't read it yet. It is massive, and I'm scared, and the text is small, and it's adult literary fiction. I will read it eventually. I've had it for years. Like, I bought this when I bought The Upside of Unrequited when it first came out. That's how long I've had this for. I will read it eventually. This is one of those books that, like, maybe I'll just save it for, like, retirement or when I'm in the hospital or something. So, yeah. Or I'll get the audiobook. But, yeah, this is well and truly the biggest book on my shelf. Actually, it doesn't have to be that way. Well and truly the biggest book on my shelf. Number 11. I don't know how to keep doing hand movements for that. Do you write as well as read? Do you see a future of yourself as a writer? Yeah. I wanted to be an author ever since I was 8. And I actually wrote a really dope story. It was like a unicorn in the woods. And these 2 girls who go into the woods and get superpowers. It's actually really cool. I kind of want to revisit it as a nearly adult. But yes, I definitely see myself being a writer. I love writing. I have, as I said, ever since I was 8, which is coincidentally, or maybe not, also the age that I really got into reading. So, yeah, I hope that one day I am an incredibly successful author. Or not. I'm fine with not being remotely successful. Like, I always go to, like, every year you have, like, career meetings, and they're like, well, what do you want to do? And I say, I want to be an author, and they're like, that's not a stable career. And I'm like, bitch, I know. I'm fine working at Kmart for 50 years, as long as I can write something. Number 12. When did you get into reading? As I said, when I was 8, reading Harry Potter just really spurred my interest, specifically spurred my interest for reading novels. And then when I was 12, I read Divergent, and that really got me into reading YA. I don't know when I got into adult. I think it just kind of happened at some point. I don't really have an age for that. It just kind of was a gradual thing where I just started reading. Number 13, what is your favourite? Far and away, it is The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton. Coincidentally, it is also probably one of the most recent classics in existence that came out in the 60s. I think. Was it the 60s? It said in the 60s. But yeah, it came out in 1967. I like my modern classics just in general, but this is, I think, the only classic I've ever given 5 stars. And look, I get it. S.E. Hinton is not great. There is a reason why we all have her blocked on Twitter, but she made a damn good book. In school, was your best subject English? Yeah, it's the subject where I consistently get A's, something I don't do in other subjects. It's not the subject I most enjoy though. I most enjoy history, but I've just always been very good at English. I'm very good at writing, even in other subjects. It's really what pulls me through in other subjects is the fact that I'm a good, like, essay writer. So how do you think I passed health? It wasn't through my, like, skill or research. It was because I'm good at bullshitting my way through writing. So yeah, English has always been my best subject, but not necessarily my favourite. Number 15. If you were given a book as a present that you'd already read and hated it, what would you do? First of all, unless it's like my mum, because my mum should know these things, I wouldn't tell the person that I hate it, because that's mean. I would thank them, I would take it home, and I would either sell it or give it to someone or some charity. Number 16. What is a lesser known series that you would compare to Harry Potter and the Hunger Games? I could not think of one. And I don't really like comparing books in that way. I like comparing, like, different elements of books and, like, if you liked this, you might like this. But something that's actually comparable to them, I think is mostly unfair because so many books are given the title of this but YA or this plus this. And it just sets expectations that shouldn't be there. I remember there was a YA series, I do not remember what it was. I think it's over now. But it was high fantasy. And it was, when it was the first book was coming out, it was just being touted as Game of Thrones, but for YA readers. Which set everyone's expectations way too high. So I have nothing. Number 17. What is your favourite word? I don't know. Like, I'm not one of those people who has a favourite word. I don't know why I don't. I just don't. For a while it was loofah. But right now, I don't really have one. I just like a lot of words. Number 18. Are you a nerd, dork, or a dweeb, or all of the above? I would classify myself as a nerd. I don't really know what the distinction between any of them are, but I think I'm more of a nerd. Take with that what you will. Yeah. It's not like it's important. Number 19, vampires or fairies. Why? I prefer fairies because I feel like authors have more room to play with fairies because there are so many different types of fairies, so many different types of cultures. And while there is that to an extent with vampires are kind of always boiled down to the same thing. Whereas with fairies, I think authors can get a little more creative and with, like, fairy worlds too, as well as fairies being incorporated into our world. And I like seeing the interpretations authors go with. Are they evil? Are they mischievous? Are they just kind of your problematic fave? Are they the good guys? That kind of thing. And I like the different courts. I love courts in fairy books. Not that I've liked many fairy books, to be. Number 20, shapeshifters or angels. Why? I prefer shapeshifters. I think angels get very tired very quickly because, again, it's the same thing. They kind of all boil down to the same thing, depending on whether it's adult or YA. Shapeshifters, I don't think we see enough of them, but also I just think they have a much more scarier element to them, which I enjoy. They're more creepy, and they're just more interesting to me. Number 21, spirits or werewolves. Why? Spirits scare the ever-loving crap out of me. There's a reason why I don't watch most horror movies, so werewolf as default. Like, yeah. Number 22, zombies or vampires. Zombies are just so much fun in stories. Also, one of my all-time favorite shows is In the Flesh, which takes a really interesting look at the zombie narrative. And I haven't really seen that with any other creature. So, number 23. Love triangle or forbidden love? Probably forbidden love. I like me some angst. I like me some slow burn. I like the kind of sneaking around behind closed doors kind of relationships, especially if it's because it's forbidden, for, like, kind of a princess and her guard kind of situation, which I know gets sketchy, but when it's done well, it's done well. Love triangle, I have no issue inherently with love triangles. They just tend to frustrate me more often than not because of the way that they're written. And the angst there annoys me more than the angst. Question 24. Full-on romance books or action-packed books with a bit of romance? Both. Like, they're both great. They both have their merits. Yeah, as long as they're being marketed as that. Like, yeah, I'm fine with it. That's it. That's it for the ultimate book tag.